Conference realignment has been bananas across the college sports world, with major programs making big-time moves. Last summer, Oklahoma and Texas decided to join the SEC, and earlier this month, the USC and UCLA decided to make the move to the Big Ten. Our wonderful, esteemed roundtable back here with us, Paul Finebaum from SEC Media Day in Atlanta, Dan from his, I don't know, and
is that? Come on, Molly.
I'm just messing with you. I'm going to start with you, Dan. What's the bigger move, Texas and Oklahoma to the SEC, or USC and UCLA to the Big Ten?
Molly, I'm going to side with
USC and UCLA to the Big Ten.
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan. Go. Paul, piggyback.
Me.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. Dan. Paul will piggyback on you. Yep.
I think it's USC, UCLA to the Big Ten. I think it's USC and UCLA to the Big Ten. Listen, the SEC is the king of the castle. They have been for a long time, and they deserve that. But the big key is the USC piece. We have no idea what OU is without Lincoln Riley as their head coach. Brett Venables comes over, defensive coordinator Clemson, very highly thought of. We just don't know of it. I know what Lincoln is as a head coach at OU, and now I'm thinking what he could become as the head coach at USC, which is significantly more fertile ground when it comes to recruiting athletes. This is a guy that in 5 seasons at Oklahoma won 85% of his game, 85% of their games. They won 4 Big 12 titles and 3 times went to the college football playoff. The talent that is in Southern California that has been kind of north to Oregon, he's going to be able to pull back down, specifically the quarterbacks. And that's a huge part of this equation. And I know everyone, and Mad Dog was taking a dump on UCLA. Dude, UCLA was 8-4 last year, and they lost 2 games by field goals under Chip Kelly. And there's a lot of conversation around that football program that it is building in the right direction. They have absolutely narrowed the gap. Texas, I love Steve Sarkisian, their head coach. I love him, and I hope Arch Manning is everything that he's billed to be. They were 5-7 last year. 5-7. So if we're going to go elites Oklahoma versus elites USC, head and shoulders USC is going to be in a better situation. And then if we're going to go the Tier 2 program of Texas versus UCLA, right now, UCLA, because of what they did last year and where they are moving forward.
Paul?
Dan, I agree with you. The one thing I would caution, you can't base conference expansion on today. You have to project into the future. And it's also worth remembering Lincoln Riley replaced a legend in Bob Stoops, as everybody here but Mad Dog probably realizes. Now, the point being, the fact that USC is going to the Big Ten is really what this is about. UCLA is not an important part of this conversation. The city of Los Angeles is moving to the Big Ten footprint, and that is incredibly dramatic and important when you're a television executive, and this is a Fox property here, and they're looking at that going, when USC wins, they are huge in the city of Los Angeles, which cannot be underestimated. Now, sure, Oklahoma is fantastic, and Texas is a brand, but Texas, I think, has won 3 conference championships in the last 25 years. I believe 2 of those were in the Big 12. We already heard what Dan said about what Oklahoma has just done in the last 5 or 6 years. They have not been relevant really since they got knocked out by Alabama in the 2009 Rose Bowl. Yeah, they had Vince Young, they had a run, but they haven't had anything since then. Right. They've been a disaster, and that's why they're getting out of the Big 12 and running to the SEC, because they're hoping it will enhance their recruiting, which it already has, I think, with Arch Manning, and it will get them to a level that Texas A&M is right now. There's a lot more to this than today, but Texas had to make that move. But ultimately, as much as it pains me here at the SEC Media Days to agree, the move 2 weeks ago was the biggest move, was the bigger move of the 2.
Listen, if the argument is USC and Los Angeles, I'll buy it. If you're going to tell me that USC and Lincoln Riley, who I know is a great coach, and they're going to get plenty of players, and that's a great SC in that town, they're as big as the Rams, bigger than the Rams, and they're bigger than the Chargers, much bigger. That I agree with you on. But please, under any circumstances, this is not UCLA's basketball team, different story. UCLA football is not a big deal. It hasn't been a big deal, literally never, on a day-in, day-out basis.
You're
They're
missing-
not a
you're
big
missing
deal.
the point, though.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not,
but
you're
yeah,
not
but they-
listening.
but what's the
Nobody-
point
it's
I'm
not
missing?
about basketball. Mad Dog,
we know
let
it's
me
not
ask you a
about
question. If it was about basketball, Duke would be in the Big Ten right now. Nobody wants
understand
Duke.
that. It's about USC,
They're
I agree.
hanging on for dear life.
I
Forget
agree.
basketball.
I agree. But Dan said UCLA is as important as USC. No, they're not. This is
Well-
about USC. This is all about USC. It's got nothing to do.
Sure.
They had to take UCLA because USC can't leave UCLA sitting there in LA. They're twined. They're at the hip. They're joined at the hip. They can't. They got to go with each other.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.